Welcome to Papyrus Plans. I'm Tasha. Ready to create something beautiful? Let's dive in. Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to share my Ollie's and Amazon haul with you. Let's start with Ollie's because that's probably going to take the longest. And I have some pretty cool finds. So first up is some smooth white cardstock. And it's archival quality, 50 sheets. I got this for $1.99, you guys. And as you can see, really bright white, really nice. And one of the reasons I like this is because it's cardstock, but it's not quite as thick as the other cardstock that I usually buy. And sometimes that super thick cardstock makes it really difficult to make cards and things like that. And so I wanted some cardstock that was thick, but not quite so thick where it was impractical for me to make cards. Because sometimes it's kind of hard to kind of fold, like with your bone folder or things like that. And by the time you add on additional elements, it's just real super heavy. So this is nice cardstock. It's nice and smooth. It's bright white. And it has, thickness to it. But again, it's not crazy thick like some of my other cardstock. So that's why I like this. So sometimes you might want to get some cardstocks of different weights and thicknesses just so that you can use it for different purposes. So that's one of the reasons why I loved this find. So that's one of the things I got that I was really happy about. I got one of those. Next up is this, they call it creative coloring in reverse. And basically, I guess the concept is you take one of these pages that have these printed splashes of color on it, and then you can draw on them or write on it or use it, for journaling or anything that your heart desires, mixed media projects. But I got it pretty much to use it as paper because when I opened this up and I was like, okay, creative coloring in reverse, I'm like, okay. And it's like, oh, you draw the lines. And then I was like, oh, okay, you take this and you draw on it. And I thought, because it's thin, like it's smooth, but I don't want to say texture because it's not like tactile in a sense when you touch it. There aren't like little bumps or things like that on it. So it is smooth, but it's kind of like, I guess almost like, not quite like linen paper, but it's smooth. But when you feel it, it has, I don't know how to describe it. Like it has some grip to it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Not quite texture, but it's not perfectly smooth, for example, like this white cardstock. It has all of these different colors and different patterns. And again, it's like I took my watercolors and just kind of played with paper, like my alcohol inks, and played with it. But they did it for me, right? Which I think is pretty cool. Well, I didn't see this floral when I did a quick flip through when I first bought this. So that's kind of cool. So it has, a lot of this is mainly abstracts, which is why I got it, because, you can use that for pretty much anything. But what I like about it is it's thin enough to be versatile, but thick enough to have, again, some grip to it. But it's not going to add bulk. For example, this is thin enough for me to use in my creative journal. It's thin enough for me to use in my planner, which is one of the reasons why I got it. But as you can see, just really, really beautiful papers. And now I think it's starting to repeat, like these abstract flowers. And then you have, again, abstract patterns, some geometric shapes. Yeah, it's just versatile. And I love color. And so when I saw this, I just fell in love. Like this one looks like linen. It's just really beautiful. I think you can use this in so many different applications. And, use it as card fronts, add things on top of it. It just has so many purposes. And I think when I saw that, my mind was just kind of reeling with all the possibilities. And that's one of the reasons why I got it. So actually, I thought it repeat. I think this is the only one that mainly repeats, and a couple of other ones like this one. But again, as you can see, lots of diversity in terms of the patterns. So tons to play with. This is gorgeous. I love this one. But yeah. As you can see, it's just really beautiful. And I love the color. And I love, again, the fact that it's basically like me doing this myself, but I didn't have to. So, again, you can draw on this. So I can get one of my Pigma microns and draw on this. Or, like I said, I'm going to probably predominantly use this as like I would like scrapbook paper or something like that. Rip some and tear it off, or cut some down to size in my planner, that type of thing, or my creative journal. But I just thought it was really beautiful because I can use it, again, like I said, for card making, whatever my heart desires. So this one I loved, and I think this was only $3.99. Now, this one, my sister actually found, and there was only one of them, and she graciously let me get it. And I got this because I just thought it was so cool, because for like the different months of the year, that are like themed months, whether it's like Black History, Women's History, different days of the month, it has so many different things that you can use for different situations. And I thought it would be kind of cool to like scan this and kind of make it miniature. And then again, like I said, I could use it like in my planner, or for various other projects. But like it has different, people throughout history, like Rosa Parks. It has musicians in here, Stephen Hawking, scientists, Audrey Hepburn. It's got entertainers. So it has a really good mix. Artist Frida Kahlo. And I think that's one of the reasons why I liked it, because it just has so many different people who have contributed to various different areas of history, essentially. Whether that's music, again, science, aerospace, Amelia Earhart. It just has so many different people. And I love the diversity of the people that are represented here. Writers, poets, scientists, musicians, athletes. Muhammad Ali. I mean, it's so cute. So it has different activities in here. And I think this is great for not just kids, this is what it's marketed to, but people like me. Like you could cut this out and use this for mixed media. You can scan it and resize it, and which is probably what is what I want to do, and use it to like add different things into your planner or different projects, things like that. So I probably won't write in this because I want to preserve, the images and things like that. But I just think this is just really cool and also, again, versatile. And I think it's important, when you see things to try to see the value in it, because this is an activity book for kids. But when I saw it as something that I could use, to make cards or to make mixed media projects with. And I just thought it was really cool how they have, the illustrations combined with kind of like the coloring pages combined with the various different activities and other artwork here. So again, I thought it was really cool in that regard. And when I saw it, I thought, oh, this is so cool. And I love that this is called Little People, Big Dreams Activity Book. So again, it's an activity book. And oh, I didn't know it had stickers in the back. Okay, that's cool. So it looks like 2 pages of stickers in the back. Oh, I think that must be for like the little activity sections of the book. But look at all the books that they have that are part of this collection. So I'm going to leave this here in case you want to screenshot it. Because this is pretty cool. I mean, they have books that are focused specifically on individual people, but this is the book that focuses basically on a collection of different people. But again, you can get an entire book on like Frida Kahlo, Elton John, you know what I mean? I think it's really cool the way that they have all of this set up. Or you can get the one that I have that's kind of like a little bit of everyone. So this is pretty cool. And again, it has fun activities, but I really bought this mainly for the illustrations because I thought it was so cool and I thought I could use it in so many different ways. And again, that's kind of one of the main reasons why I bought it. And when I saw the huge collection and the diversity of the people that were represented, I thought, oh, this is really cool. I like the fact that it has people from different, areas of expertise. Again, whether it's music or science or poetry or art. I just thought this was kind of a cool find. And again, I think this was $3.99. This one, again, this was the only one there, and I'm so glad that I found this. This is Sun Tzu's Art of War, but it's a coloring book. And when I saw it, I immediately was like, what? And when I flipped through it, I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, look at these gorgeous illustrations. I mean, the illustrations are just so incredibly beautiful. And I'm just going to do a quick flip through so you can see what I mean. But I mean, it's so cool. And again, I saw the possibilities of this and all the different things that I could do with this. Again, I can color in this, use it for mixed media. And they do have some illustrations that have already been colored in and the different parts. But I mean, it's just so many illustrations. And again, just so beautiful. And I can already see myself using this in my planner. Again, so I don't ruin this, I'll probably, scan some of this and copy it so that I can, either miniaturize it or, rip it, print on a printer paper, or rip it and add it to my planner or something like that. So you might see this coming up, later in the year as I kind of sit down and think about some different ideas or things I want to use this for. But again, I just thought this was really cool. And again, just because it's a coloring book doesn't mean that you have to use it that way. So, I mean, you can use this, again, especially if you copy it and miniaturize it, you can use this as a card front. Copy it and use it as activity pages, like your niece and nephew or something like that. But yeah, I just thought it was really cool. And this shows the contents. So again, it's literally the Art of War, just in the form of a coloring book, which I thought was kind of cool. And it gives a bit of introduction in history, information about the illustrator, but it actually has the different parts of the Art of War here, which I like, which is kind of cool. So you could kind of just take this and use that, or use the illustration side. So you have both the text and the illustration, and then kind of in the back, the summary, again, from the illustrator and creator that compiled all of this together and added the illustrations. So I think that is so cool. I think this was $4.99 if I remember correctly. And this one, actually, I just realized this is not from Ollie's. This is from, where did I get this? Five and Below. And shout out to Scrapcraftastic, who shared this on her channel. And when she showed it, I was like, wait, that looks like it's fabric. And when she said, oh, it's embroidered, these are basically sketchbooks that have been embroidered. And I was like, oh, okay, I bet that was expensive. And she was like, I got it for $5. I was like, wait, what? And then when she said she got it from Five and Below, I was like, get out of here, come on. Because my mom and I, years ago, when Five and Below first came out, we went to ours locally, and honestly, we just were not impressed. I mean, our store, and I don't know if maybe because they had just opened and hadn't really expanded their inventory yet, but to me, we felt like it was just like a bunch of junk. And like most of it wasn't even worth, the $2, $3, $4 that they were charging. And I was like, eh. So whenever people were like, oh, I love Five and Below, I was like, really? To me, I don't know. It's just, again, I think maybe our store, maybe because it had just opened, they hadn't really branched out, but they didn't have stuff like this there for sure. Our store mainly, it was like children's toys and things like that. And again, it was like, kind of like cheap product, you know what I mean? And so we just were not impressed. But when Scrapcraftastic showed this, I immediately was like, oh my God, that is beautiful. And if you haven't figured it out already, I'm obsessed with paper. I've been a paper crafter ever since I was a kid. And I love paper. Like I used to collect stationery, really beautiful envelopes, handmade envelopes, things like that. Like I've always really had a love affair with paper and all things paper. So this is no exception. So when I saw this, I was like, yeah, I definitely need to add that to my journal collection. And I love strawberries. So it kind of was like, absolutely, it just made sense. So I'll open up this one for you since this is going to be mine. And the other one I'm actually giving away as a gift. So I'm going to keep that in its packaging. But I'll open up this one so you can see it. But it's an embroidered sketchbook, and it has 58 sheets. It's 110 GSM. I mean, I wish it was a little bit higher, but again, for $5, you can't really complain. You know what I'm saying? So let me get it, and I'll get closer so you can see this. Zoom in a little bit. So you can really see the embroidery. And actually, let me turn it sideways. There we go. I mean, it's beautiful. Like it is really, really beautiful. I mean, I'm honestly for $5, I'm shocked. Like it feels great. I mean, it just has this really you have this amazing tactile experience when you touch it because you can feel, the threads as you rub your fingers across the top. But yeah, it's gorgeous. I mean, I love it. All right, so let's take a look inside. I think it's white paper. Actually, this looks more off-white. Let me see. You know what? Let me get a sheet of white paper and so I can kind of compare it to this so you can see the difference. Let me do that and I'll be right back. All right, so I got a sheet of just printer paper. So yeah, you can definitely see the difference when I lay the bright white printer paper against this. So it's more of an ivory color. So I'll probably say that's really the main downside to this is the pages are ivory. I'm not a huge fan of ivory paper, especially if you're going to do things like, add stickers to it because, sticker paper is white. So unless you use, clear stickers, you're going to have a bit of a distinction. So, I mean, that's a bit of a bummer. But again, for $5, again, you can't really complain. But considering this is only 110 GSM, it actually feels pretty good. So I'm not sure if I can put this through the ringer like I can in my dot grit journal, but I probably can come pretty close. I probably couldn't use, you'd probably have to put something down underneath to protect it if you wanted to use things like alcohol inks in here. Because it's probably going to bleed through the other side. But if you don't care about that, now you could use things like archival ink, I think probably no problem. But yeah, like alcohol markers or alcohol inks, that's definitely going to bleed through because it's only 110. So just kind of be mindful of that. But I think pens would be fine, markers, that kind of thing, as long as it's not heavily pigmented. So ivory pages. Let's see. Is there a bookmark? I don't think there is. Oh, there is one. Okay. Okay, it was tucked in. Okay. So yeah, it has this ivory bookmark here. I mean, for $5, again, the price really can't be beat. I mean, I wish the back had some of the strawberries here, even if it was just like one on the back. I think that would have been a really nice touch to kind of add that. But again, for that $5, you can't really complain. I mean, 58 sheets, it's embroidered, 110 GSM. It's a sketchbook, but I probably won't be using it for that. In fact, and I'll try to remember because I can't remember the lady's channel, but I watched this other YouTuber, and she created this bucket list journal. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to use this for that. And I thought it was really cool because she used it for her travel journal. I mean, just because I'm going to use this for travel, again, sometimes think outside of the box. Your travel journal doesn't have to be on the nose, right? I can have strawberries on my travel journal because I love strawberries, and this will be a journal for me and about travel and the things that I love. So I think that might be something that I do, is use this for that. Again, I haven't fully decided yet, but I'm leaning toward that because when I bought this, I bought it because I thought it was beautiful, and I was like, I'll find a use for it. Because I can always find a use for a journal. But I think that's what I'll do. I think that's what I want to do. Now here's the other pattern. It's this really beautiful, again, embroidered, and it's butterflies. Again, I'm not going to open this because I'm going to save this for a gift, to add to some other items, for someone. But again, it's blank on the back, yellow on the back. But then the front is embroidered with flowers and butterflies. So I thought these were really cute designs. Now, these are the only two designs they had. Now, I did have a little bit of drama when I ordered this. I ordered this online and did pickup, and they canceled my order and didn't tell me they canceled my order. And then when I was like, hey, what's going on? You guys never emailed me about, whether or not my order was available for pickup. And they're like, oh, your order's been canceled. And I'm like, why was it canceled? And they're like, oh, it's not in stock at your store. There was an issue online with the inventory. It said there was inventory when there wasn't. I was like, oh, okay. So then I found another store that was a little bit further away, but still reasonable distance. They canceled my order a second time. And I was like, what is going on here? But I will say, when I emailed Ollie's, not Ollie's, where'd I get this? Five and Below. I emailed Five and Below customer service to tell them about the issues I was experiencing. I was like, look, guys, I placed the order online at my local, my closest location. You guys canceled the order and you didn't tell me. And so I went online again, placed a second order at a different location that was slightly further away, and the order got canceled again. So I'm like, so you mean to tell me that twice the inventory online was wrong? And I'm like, so how can I order this? Because the other location is like, 50, 60 miles. And obviously I'm not driving that far for a $5 journal, right? And so they were like, okay, go ahead and place your order. And they were like, we'll refund your shipping. So I thought that was really nice, and I appreciated it, especially since my order had been canceled twice without them telling me. So that was kind of frustrating, not being able to get this in store. Again, like I said, my Five and Belows locally are just kind of weird. And that's why I said I've never seen anything like this at my Five and Below. Most of my Five and Belows tend to have like things like children's toys and that kind of stuff, and they don't really have this kind of items there. So I was glad that I actually was able to order this and actually get it. So it took a little while to get to me. But again, for the price, can be beat. So I really love this. I think this is one of my favorite finds. Again, shout out to Scrap Craftastic for showing this on her channel. Because I don't really shop at Five and Below. Again, I've been there, I think only once or twice in the entire time that they've been in existence. So I just don't go there because our store, again, doesn't really carry that much. But if you can find this at your local store, that's probably going to be the easiest. That way you don't have to worry about doing the whole pick up and order online and pick up in store thing. That's probably going to be the easiest way to do it. And so that you don't have to wait for shipping and all of that. And hopefully you can avoid some of the drama that I had to deal with. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to Amazon. Actually, forgotten that was there. So Amazon, I basically got a bunch of washi tapes because I realized that I'm trying to build up my washi tape collection, and I don't really have any florals. Like I have like a lot of abstract things, and or just like plain solid colors, but I didn't have any florals. And so I thought, okay, I want to buy some florals, and so I got this set of florals in different colors. I'll try to turn it so you can see. So it's 6 different colors. So yellow, blue, red, kind of like a magenta, a periwinkle, and then like a purple color, lilac kind of purple. And I'll open this up so you can see it a little bit better. So this is what the yellow one looks like. Actually, you can see it pretty well. I was going to unwind it, but you can actually see it pretty well here. Let me zoom in. There we go. So this is what the yellow one looks like. Let's take a look at the blue. And I love that even though it's blue, they added in some white and ivory colored flowers to give it some contrast. Okay, let's open the red one. So pretty. I love all the colors. All right, let's look at magenta. Isn't that pretty? I just love the different variegated colors of the different pinks and ivories and browns. It's just so pretty. All right, let's look at the periwinkle. I love how this one has splashes of peach and pink and just a little hint of yellow just to give it a little bit of contrast. It's so pretty. Okay, last one is the purple. I mean, these are gorgeous. All right, so let's take a look. I don't know if I can fit them all in my hand, but I'll try so you can see them all together. Actually, I should do it this way so you can. There we go. So that's what they all look like together. Just a really, I think it's a really beautiful set. Just really nice. And again, I got these on Amazon, so I'll make sure I link to everything that I can in the description bar in case you want to pick up some of these gorgeous washi tapes. All right, up next. Again, I got this on Amazon. Or is this collection of metallic tapes? I think it's, like I said, a 12 if I remember correctly. Let's see. No, 10. It's a set of 10. Okay. They're kind of like in random order. Again, I'll try to put them on my finger so you can see the colors. Or no, you get 2 of each. I think that's what it is. Yeah. You get 2 of each color. Is that what it is? Oh, no, this one's actually slightly different. Okay, so no, okay, yeah, I lied. They're each you can't tell until you put them up against each other, but they're variegated colors. Like this one is a little bit darker than this one. At first you can't tell, like these two look the same, but this one is actually greener. This is more of a teal. This is more of a teal. This is more of a green. So yeah, there are slight variations. So they kind of look similar, but again, slight variations of color. But again, I thought they were really pretty. It's a little bit pink heavy. I wish they gave maybe like a true red or something like that to kind of break up some of the pink, because the pinks are pretty close together. In fact, let's take a look. This really light pink is kind of nice. Let's put these next to each other. Okay, yeah, they are slightly different, but really close in color. Let's do it like this so you can see. So there are differences, but again, pretty close in color palette. But I mean, I think this would be really cool in like a waterfall tab situation. Again, I didn't have anything like this, so it's solid color. But a lot of my solid colors are like black or gold or like black stripes or something like that. So I wanted some that had some pizzazz to it, but was a solid color. So I love the fact, again, it's iridescent. Depending on the angle that you look at it, even the pinks has, you know, little glimmers of like yellow and orange. I just think they're really pretty. So again, this comes in a set of 10. I'm gonna do my best to try to hold them out so you can see them all. There we go. Okay, so you get a set of 10. Going from pale pink to kind of like mauvey, red, pink, teal, green, goldenrod, and orange color. Again, I think it's a decent set of collection. I think it is a slightly pink heavy, but they are different. So even though they're close in color, each one is slightly different from the other, which I appreciate. And I like that you have this kind of lighter shade and some of the medium tones and darker shades here as well. So that's really nice. All right, you guys, so this is kind of a look of everything that I got all in one glance. The 2 journals I got from Five and Below, all of the various different items I got from Ollie's, as well as the washi tapes that I got from Amazon. So I was able to find some pretty amazing things. Remember, just because this says it's a coloring book, doesn't mean that we have to use it that way. Don't be afraid to use things in unique and interesting ways. All right, let me know what you think of my finds in the comments below, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, stay inspired and thank you for watching.